Camera speed. Turn to speed.
I'm Martine Jalgaard and I'm a fashion designer. I love to work with technology because I think it can change the way we are in the industry. It can make us make better decisions more intelligently and just to be more sustainable, which is very important for me.
Yeah, when I read the article about you and as a designer placing transparency at the core of your business, that for me was great. Let's make this happen and bring another layer, which is the blockchain technology.
Yeah,
that can allow that to elevate the story of your products.
Yeah, no, I have to say I'm completely in love with this technology because it really allows you as a brand to tell more of a story. The connection that you create with the end consumer is really valuable because you tell the story and you also give credit to all the people involved in this process. And I think that's very important because you forget about that journey. It's just the final product, and everybody before that, they're sort of forgotten. How did you start thinking about, how did you implement sustainability in the beginning?
Well, I think it was about the fiber. I learned that fiber depends on how the animals eat, what they eat.
So it was optimizing the quality.
Optimizing, keeping them in shelter, cruelty-free. These are very special fiber, which is lanolin-free, it's hypoallergenic.
So actually it was almost performance-based, your decision, rather than...
It is.
But of course also doing the right thing.
And basing a life around it, so not doing my corporate world, leaving London, coming here, and really pursuing my dreams.
Yes, no, I
trying to
really
create
understand
something different. It's crazy.
You look at the animals and at the alpacas, and they all have different names. And we've got Skyfall and James Bond and Othello, supplying the fibers for the project that we are doing.
That's right, because you chose your colors, so I picked the animals. Every animal has a name. So really at shearing, we sort the fleece. Every animal's name is on the bag, the grade of the fleece, and what it's going to be converted into. And you'll see bags of fleece that we've just seen in the shed, which are earmarked for product.
Yeah. This project involves lots of people, lots of partners, and they're often invisible. And one of those people involved is Phil, who has a spinning business called Two River Mills. It was amazing. We went there to see everything, see the transformation of the alpaca fleece and how it became a yarn, and it was truly, truly amazing. In relation to future solutions of finding better ways to do things and being more sustainable, that we need to be a little bit more open-minded towards solutions. And I think alpacas in the UK, it's something which you've proven that it works really, really well.
It is particularly interesting, Martine, because if you look at cashmere, it comes from Mongolia and merino comes from Australia. Why go all the way there when we can create a product that is so sustainable here?
Aishan from Knits the London studio is doing knitwear swatches and samples, and she did the sample for our alpaca blockchain transparency project. And it was really interesting to get everybody there at the same time, because it's nice to share all the different stages of the supply chain. It's extremely brilliant with that, because it's just a way to it's the last step, it's the last link where you say, okay, this is actually super easy, you can just scan it and you get all the information. Because one of the challenges when you work with new technology is that it can be complicated, and I completely believe that this is the future, because consumers, they will be more demanding, and the more projects and the more companies start working like this, consumers will start to expect more, and I think that's actually where we want to go. The theme of the pieces comes from a state of emergency and being fragile, and I've used some fabrics which are very transparent. So I'm using lace from Sophie Hallett, I'm using hemp and linen from Fagli Rosati, and also I'm using organic cotton and surplus production materials for the pieces. A way to start this understanding and going in that direction is really to understand what are we doing, how are we making and how are we producing our things. All this information is really important, because I think for most consumers it's a bit of a blur, really.
Well, this is why it's important to add an extra layer of security on all these claims that companies are doing. We need to understand that as consumers, that we are actually paying a premium price perhaps for something that is real, sustainable, fair trade, and that's something that the blockchain can allow to happen in a more secure and open way.